Everyone talks about their life-changing habits and their 5-step morning routine that completely changed their life. Now, habits are obviously a great thing, and I talk about habits a lot with my clients, but I'm also someone who is a creature of routine. I love my habits, and I've spent years and years refining them to get myself to a place where actually I feel really confident that some of the habits that I have incorporated in my life aren't the typical drink, 2 liters of water, get 10K steps in, do your journaling or meditation. Whilst all of those are great, the habits that I want to share with you today, specifically the 7 habits that made the most impact on my life, are not ones I hear spoken about a lot, and are the ones that I can confidently say have made a massive impact on the success of my business, but also the success that I see generally in my day-to-day life. So whether you're a founder, a side hustler, a freelancer, or you work in a corporate job, these habits are still going to be relevant. These are still habits that anyone can use to ultimately help them create more success in their life. So let's dive straight in. And make sure before we start that you save this video down, you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, because these habits are unconventional. They're very easy to implement, and I can guarantee they are going to bring you more success in whatever way that means to you. Number 1 is the no 0 days rule. What this means is we have to do one small thing every single day that works towards our goal, even if it's 5 minutes. That means that there's no days when you're doing nothing. And the reason why this made a massive difference for me is consistency. Setting up my own business, there's a million things to do. And there's a lot of the days where you feel very overwhelmed, like you're not, that you don't have the answers, you don't know where to start, you procrastinate. So the no 0 rule day helped me to ensure that I showed up every single day, even on those days that I wanted to shut my laptop, quit, apply for a job, and quite frankly, throw in the towel. So what this looked like to me was sending one outreach message, or creating one piece of content, or brainstorming ideas for a new offer. One thing that would mean that I'd made some sort of progress towards my goal. And it's really great for those of you who are perfectionists and are kind of waiting for the right time, or keep making tweaks, or keep overthinking things. It helps to move out of that all or nothing mindset and get into a place where you are showing up and you're taking a step forward in some capacity every single day. So that's the rule number 1, or habit number 1, no 0 days. Habit number 2 is the power outfit habit. Now, bear with me on this one, because I appreciate I'm sat here wearing what looks like quite a scrappy grey jumper, but actually I do have a nice top underneath, and I've done my hair, I've got earrings in, I put a little bit of makeup on, because I'm a firm believer in dressing up each day as like the future successful version of yourself. It really helps to build confidence, self-belief, and a feeling of empowerment. There were so many days at the start of running my business, especially during lockdown, where I wore gym kit every single day. Leggings, big t-shirt, big jumper, or trackies. I put no makeup on, and I felt a little bit sluggish. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some days where actually feeling super comfortable because you're doing like deep focused work isn't a bad thing. But what we really want is the majority of those days for you to feel really good in yourself. Because when you feel good, you show up with a different energy. You have like more of a magnetism to you. You feel more confident. So when you're showing up on camera, or you're having conversations, or you're even just like creating content, it's coming from a place of like, I feel good, rather than those days where you don't make any effort. And I know for me, I'd look in the mirror and be like, I look gross, and I don't feel like I'm worth X, Y, and Z, or I can't be bothered to go on camera because I just don't look great. Those days are then days that we're not making progress. Like, we want to feel good about ourselves so that we can then show up and radiate that energy, that abundance, that positive mindset in everything else we do. So it's really about making an effort, even if it's just putting on a little bit of a lipstick, putting some gold earrings in, putting a nice top on. It is going to make a difference to the way that you feel, and the way that you feel impacts the actions that you take, and therefore the results that you see. So rule number 2 is the power outfit habit. Next up, habit number 3, and this is such a good one. This is speaking as if it's already happening. So it's really being mindful about the language that you're using and catching yourself out to reframe to create a more positive empowering, and like successful dialogue. So rather than saying, I'm trying to grow my business, or I'm trying to get a new job, or I'm trying to get fitter, you want to speak as if you already are. I am getting fitter. I am building a thriving business. I am landing my dream job. Those I am doing are putting it out into the universe, whether you believe that or not. The way that you speak to yourself matters. There's that famous sort of saying or well-known phrase that says that the words you speak become the house you live in. So you want to be speaking the words that are going to set you up for success, that are positive, have positive connotations, rather than suggesting that there's lack or it's not happening yet. An example that comes to mind for me was really early on when I was first setting up my business. I was qualified as a mindset coach. I did a 6-month qualification. I was certified. But when people asked me like, oh, what do you do? Like, tell me about your job, or what's your business? I would be like, oh, I'm kind of sort of being like doing kind of like a coach, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And like, I'm still really new to it. And like, you know, I just downplay it. Yeah, I wouldn't do myself justice. And so no wonder that was then having an impact on the success that I saw at the beginning, because I was putting doubt into other people's minds. We really want to speak as if the success that we're manifesting or that we're waiting for is already happening. It's already in motion. I'm a lucky girl. Like, I love that one. I'm a lucky girl. Everything always works out for me. Saying it over and over again, you begin to believe that that actually is the case. And before you know it, you're going to notice all these things that actually suddenly do work out for you. So number 3 is speaking as if it's already happening. Habit number 4, the energy check-in before work. Our energy is so important. Like, energy is contagious in the same way that if you go to like a dinner party or a networking event, or you go on holiday and you meet people, you're attracted to certain people because of their vibe. And that all comes down to your energy. So what I do now, every single morning on a Monday through to Friday, I ask myself, what do I actually need to feel my best today? Not what you think you need or not what you feel you should need, but what do you actually need? Like, ask yourself that question, tune into it, and then dive into the tasks ahead. I used to be someone that would push through feelings. I would create my routine, super strict, like 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., fill out every single moment of the day, believing that the harder I worked, the more successful I'd be. And that the more hours I put in, the more money I would make. And even on the days that I felt super tired, really lethargic, I didn't feel 100%, I would push through and push and push and push. And it got to the point where I got severely burnt out because I was overworking and I wasn't honoring my energy. The way that we need to think about it is we are a battery. So like, imagine this is us. We start up here at the beginning of the day, providing that we've had a good night's sleep and we're well rested. And gradually throughout the day, our energy depletes. It goes down and down and down because we're speaking to people, we're creating content, we're using our brain, we're doing exercise. Like, all of this is like taking away from our energy. So if we're not recharging our energy throughout the day, and if we're not tapping into our energy resources at the start of the day, we're going to overlook what it is that we really need to help us feel the most energized version of ourselves. So now I'm very intentional with having little regular breaks throughout the day, making sure that I'm fueling myself properly for energy, going out into the sunshine when there's sunshine. Even if I have something scheduled in my diary, as long as it's not a client call, I'll just move it around, because our energy is like the most magnetic currency that we have in whatever industry that we're in. And also with our relationships. If we don't have energy, we're going to show up as like a 40-30% version of ourselves. And that's not fun for anyone to be around. So really asking yourself, what does my energy need today? Because you'll know the answer. Bit number 5 is all around courage. And I call it the 5-minute courage rule. So this is a habit to get into when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, which hopefully you're doing on a regular basis, because that's where the growth comes. And this is all about giving yourself 5 minutes to do the scary thing, to send the pitch email, to upload your first blog, to announce a new promotion or a new project you're working on LinkedIn, to create the new offer, the program, to sign up to the marathon, anything that you want to do. When that fear comes in, you say, right, 5 minutes, set the timer, and I want you to do it within those 5 minutes. One thing that I was so afraid of at the early stages of setting up my business was posting on LinkedIn, because I had all my old colleagues, I had old school friends, friends from university, all follow me on LinkedIn. And I hadn't really told anyone that I was retraining as a mindset coach. And I was terrified to share that announcement because of fear of what other people were going to say, fear of judgment, fear of people thinking like, who is she to become a mindset coach? That I really worked myself up. And for months after qualifying, I didn't post. And I was working with my own coach at the time, and she said, right, what I want you to do is set yourself a time frame, a deadline when you're going to post this thing, because by not posting, you're blocking off sales opportunities, you're blocking off clients, because all of these people in your network don't know that you're a mindset coach, and they might be looking for someone just like you. So it was 4 o'clock the following day, I set my deadline, I drafted up my post, I posted it, and I shut my laptop and went to the park and called a friend. But I still did it. And guess what? I had nothing to be afraid of. And I got so much positive feedback and so much encouragement that I thought, why didn't I do this sooner? Because taking action is a way of neutralizing that fear. And the more we take action outside of our comfort zone, the more we build up our confidence muscle. And just think what is possible if we didn't have the fear, if we weren't afraid of what other people thought, if we weren't scared of other people's opinions, and we just did the thing anyway. So that's habit number 5, is the 5-minute courage rule. So number 6, and this is the one conversation a day habit. I love this one so much because I'm someone who is always telling my clients quality over quantity. Whether you're in a sales role or whether you're in a corporate job or you're self-employed. So the one conversation a day rule is about having at least one as a minimum, meaningful, intentional, and inspiring conversation a day. Reaching out to someone that you want to get back in touch with. Following up with a lead or a prospect with a very personalized message. Creating a meaningful conversation with someone in an area or industry that you want to learn from. Because so often, especially in like the nature of sales and business owners, people think that the more messages they send out, the more likely they are going to make sales. No. People smell copy and paste messages. People will not respond to unpersonalized outreaches. If you send one meaningful, intentional, high quality message a day, you are far more likely going to see success off the back of it. This is a piece of advice that I learned really probably about 10 years ago now in my first ever job outside of university, where I was working for a luxury, super high-end travel agent, like selling bespoke holidays. And I learned there the power of relationships when it comes to selling. Sales are the byproduct of solid relationships because people know, like, and trust you. So whether it's that you're in a sales role, whether you're a content creator, run your own business, or you work in corporate, whatever it is that you want to get from life, and if anything of that involves people, build relationships with them. So focus on having one high value, intentional conversation a day and watch the difference that makes. Okay, the habit number 7, the final habit, which is one of my favorites, I've probably said this quite a few times, is get super clear on your definition of success and come back to this on a weekly or monthly basis. What does success look like to you? Success is so subjective, and for so long I got caught up in chasing other people's definition of success. Go to university, apply for graduate jobs in the city, work years and years and years, climb the ladder, get a good salary, then you will be successful. And actually, success is a feeling. It's not a status on paper. It's not a job title. It's not about the amount of money you have in the bank. The sooner you can get clear on your definition of success, the sooner you can make decisions in your life, in your business, with your relationships that will guide you closer to that definition. And what I've learned is success and your definition of it will change over time. So what success looked like to me 5 years ago is not the same as what it looks like to me today. And it's not going to be what it looks like in even a year's time. And it's not just success financially, although I do think it's really great to have a clarity on a financial figure that you would like to have that sense of freedom, stability, spontaneity, etc. But it's also a feeling. Like, how do you want to feel on a day-to-day basis? For me, I want to feel calm, content, fulfilled, inspired. Those are signs of success to me, as well as having X amount generated through my business, as well as being able to travel freely and spontaneously, as well as being able to buy daily luxuries or organic produce from the supermarkets. Those are all definitions of success to me, but that's probably going to look very different to you. And if you can check in with that definition every week or at the start of every month, you can then get back on track if you realize you've been kind of veering off in the wrong direction. So getting clear on your definition of success and then checking in with it. It's something that I do myself. It's something that I do with my clients. And I promise you, it's going to make you feel so much better because you no longer worrying about what other people are doing or achieving or earning. You're really focused on your own goals and aspirations. So those are my 7 habits that have really transformed the way that I feel, the success of my business. It's what's helped me grow a 6-figure online coaching business on my own, from my living room, starting from my childhood bedroom 5 years ago. And these are habits that I still incorporate daily into my life and that I use with my clients. So let me know which one resonates the most. If you've got any other habits that have been game-changing for you as well, please do comment below. I would love to read them, and I know that everyone else watching will want to hear more as well. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss future videos, and I will catch you in the next video.